All right, what is going on, people? We are coming to you live from Floyd Stadium on this beautiful night, and I'm sitting here with two of my main men, offensive lineman Marcus Greer and defensive lineman Jordan Ferguson, and we are just going to sit around for about the next 30 minutes. We're going to chop it up. We're going to real talk. We're going to do the whole thing, man. It's unscripted, off the cuff, and we're going to give y'all a little bit of insight into what it's like to be a Blue Raider player. Maybe a little bit of insight into what it's like to be a coach, and just what it's like to be a part of this program in this great town, and all the things that go with it. So first of all, we appreciate all you guys that are listening, and we're excited to put this out there and let you guys see what it's all about. So to start it off, man, the first question I got for you guys is it's a great night here in the stadium, right? It's beautiful out here. Let's talk a little bit about, and I can go first if you want me to, if you need time to think about it, but let's talk about your favorite memory in this stadium so far. And then let's build on that, and let's talk about what you want your favorite memory to be.
I can go first.
Okay.
I want to say my favorite memory is first game, 2017. Got to play against Vanderbilt, SEC team. We're not a Power 5 school, a Group of 5 school, so it's kind of very nervous. Kind of add a funny story into that. Second play, freshman year, I jumped off sides. I was so nervous. I thought I was going to get put on my butt, but I actually didn't. And then from there, kind of got picked up. And one thing I wanted to do that would have probably been pretty cool as well is a 2018 championship game. It would have been cool winning here. Probably would have been my favorite memory as well.
Yeah,
but we
sure.
lost, but that's one of the top ones as well.
So would you say that jumping off sides kind of calmed you down a little bit?
It actually did, because it was kind of a wake-up call. And
I feel like everybody kind of has that moment that you get in, and the best thing to do is screw up early.
Mhm.
Once you screw up, man, you feel like you're ready to roll. We've all done that before, whether it's your first practice, your first game, whatever the case is. So,
yes, sir.
what about you, Marcus? You got a favorite memory in here?
Yeah, I think my favorite memory, was it the FIU game when it was pouring rain.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember we were, we went into halftime and stuff like that, and Coach Stock made it known to us that we're really gonna run the ball and stuff second half. And I remember, we went out there and the confidence was starting to build up a little bit. Next thing I know, it started pouring down rain, and we always said that MTSU football is the best football team to play in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my favorite memory is, I think there was one drive where I pulled seemed like 8 times in that one drive, and we ended up scoring the touchdown, and it was pouring down rain, all the fans were leaving, and when I was walking back, there's only 2 people I saw in the stands, and it was my brother and my dad, and it was pouring down rain, and they were screaming, and I had my helmet off, and I was screaming at them, and everybody was saying, Marcus, you would not believe the stuff your brother and dad were screaming on that side and getting everybody juiced up. And I'm
I can believe it.
And I came over there, and I remember all my family members back home, and so they're like, man, did you guys see that game on TV? I'm like, no. And they're like, your dad and brother were going crazy in the stands and stuff, and it was just pouring down rain. I was like, they're like, your whole family's crazy. I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
so,
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. So that was probably one of my favorite moments in the stadium for sure.
What about you, Coach?
Oh, man. So for me, you got to go back a little while. So the first year that Coach Stock hired me back here in 2013, it was our first year in Conference USA. And we started off really well in the season. I think we were 3-1. We beat Memphis here. And then we hit a lull, man. We lost 3 straight games. I think we lost out at BYU. East Carolina beat us in a close one. And then we lost to North Texas out there. And we did not play well at all. And just my whole life, all I ever wanted to do was to be a college football coach, and I felt like it was sliding between my fingers. You know what I mean? It was oh my God, we're about to screw this thing up. This is my one chance, and we're not doing well. This isn't going well. And we played Marshall here at home at night, and crazy game. I was coaching running backs then, and we had 2 running backs both go for over 100 yards, and we beat them 51-49 right down in that end zone. And our old quarterback Logan Kilgore hit Tavares Jefferson. Basically as time ran out, and just from there on, it was just the team rolled, man. We ended up winning 5 straight to finish the season. Finished with 8 wins, went to the Armed Forces Bowl, man, and it was just the boost of confidence we needed, especially our first year in the conference. And so for me, anytime you walk off the field on the last second of a game, and you
Great feeling.
versus a team that was picked to win the conference, and I think even played for the conference championship that year, that was pretty cool. That's something I always remember. So.
Pretty neat.
But kind of the second part to the question, so what do you want your favorite memory to be in a stadium? When it's all said and done and you walk away from here, if you can write the script, what's how does this thing go for you? How does this thing end for you right here?
Hosting up a trophy.
Yeah.
Not at someone else's stadium. Hopefully it can be here, like it was in 2018. And hopefully this time we can get the trophy. I can't say anything else. It's not going to be anything individually. I want it to be as a team. I could say senior night, but that's just me and my family. So I want it to be something for all of us.
I agree 100%. I think it was 2018 with UAB,
Mm-hmm.
and we played them
Your
one
freshman
week,
year, right?
and then the very next week we played them again. And I remember after that game and stuff and losing, before the game there was a little chirping going back and forth, and everybody's thinking, you know what, like we beat them last week,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna beat them again. But then everybody also says it's hard to beat a team twice. And I remember walking to go down to the locker room, and I saw Reed in the corner. And, you know, he was all teary-eyed and stuff like that because, you know, that was my first year there. I saw how important it was for him and the rest of the team and stuff like that. And from that moment on, I started thinking, like, you know what, like, no matter what I do, I might not be on the field, whether I have to, you know, bust my ass in practice or when I'm on the field, give it everything I got. Is at the end of the day, like, you know, at this we're all a team, we're brotherhood. So
Mm-hmm.
I always just thought the same thing as you, just hope a trophy and do anything we can for the
Sure,
team.
bro.
So from there on, I try to tell all the freshmen stuff, like, whatever you do, just come in here, be committed, be dedicated. When you're out here for an hour, make it the most important hour you can, just so that, you know, we can all accomplish what we want to accomplish.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. That's it, man. Is walk off here with the trophy and doing it here in this stadium. And so I think we all three agree on that. But,
Yeah, big time.
so that was our serious deal. Now we got to start lightening it up. All right, we got to give the real talk. We got to chop it up. We got to have a good time. All right,
Let's get it.
So let's go into something else. You know, I know in a couple of the former, you know, earlier ones of these that they did, they talked about superstitions and what kind of superstition you might have as a player. I know I had a ton of them. I was the most superstitious guy in the world, from the way that I entered the field, how I put my pads in my pants before practice, before a game, the music that I listened to back on the iPod back in the day, not even the iPhone. But what about you guys? You got superstitions?
I got a little bit. What's
Let's
yours?
think. I know for home games, I don't like to come out and like get warm up before the game, but away games, as soon as we get off the bus, I like to walk the field. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. And then another thing about me is, like, it's funny too. Like when I run off the field, run on the field, I can't cross the line with my left foot. I have to cross with my right foot.
Okay,
I feel like
yeah,
I'll play
that's
bad.
good.
It's weird, but
It's pretty good.
but
Mine is it's if I don't come out here. I mean, it's really easy for me to sweat, but like if I don't
Yeah.
come out here and my shirt's
Are you
not
sweating
like
now?
a little bit, but if I don't come out here and my shirt's not a little bit like mostly drenched, then I kind of get like kind of feel like I'm not like something's not right.
mhm.
And also every time I come here, when Will and I first got here, we you know, we were gonna get red shirt and stuff like that, so we knew we probably weren't gonna play. So like me and him would tell ourselves like, hey, you know, we might not play this game, so let's run routes and stuff before the game and stuff to kind of get like a workout in and stuff before the game. So like now before every single game, me and him, we always find each other, like text each other, whether he's in the bathroom or I'm already out on the field. We all go and we throw a game where it's 3, 2, 1, and the first one to 10 ends up winning. Will might say he wins a lot more, but I end up usually winning the game.
I like you. I like
yeah, you like me?
I like
All right,
you.
I put my money on me.
I like
I'll
you.
give you a shot.
What about you?
As a player, probably in my mind, the most important one I had was, like when I was in college, we always got a scouting report, just like you guys get. And our scouting report on the cover, it always had a quote, and then it always had whoever we were playing, it always had their logo. And I was big into studying my scouting report and looking through it all, just because I was a football junkie. But I guess it's sort of disgusting. But the last thing I would do is I would stare at that thing every single time for about 5 seconds, and then I'd spit right on that logo, wad up my scouting report, throw it in my locker, and then I was ready to roll, man. That was it. And I'd have a certain music going every time, the same song, and a little Enter Sandman by Metallica, and then I was ready to roll. But I was full of them. I had a ton of
Old days.
superstitions of things that I felt like I needed to do. I wasn't a very good player, so I felt like that anything I could do to help myself become a better player was a good thing. So, but yeah, that was what I had to do before every game. So
Is it different now with you coaching? Or do you
yeah,
still
it's
have,
definitely different now. But I still have certain things that I have to do certain ways, and I don't know.
It's like even the pregame meal. Like I have to eat the exact amount, the exact same
Yeah.
amount, finish the same time. If I see somebody get up before me, or like see somebody who I always like see up like Chase and Reed and Will, right whenever they finish and get up, and I see them get up my field, I like scarf it down really fast, hurry up and get up and walk with them because I'm like I got to keep the same routine. It's gonna bother me.
I'm gonna eat the exact same. When we win, the next week I'm eating the exact same thing.
Yep.
If we happen to get beat, which
I'm like that
when
one.
talk about
as
that,
far
then
as
I'm
the win.
switching it up.
Change it up, yeah.
I gotta change it up. Yeah.
I'm like that with my gear, so that's another thing.
Yeah.
Black cleats, long socks.
Well, now you guys got so much gear. I don't know what I would have done. You guys got cleats for this uniform and helmets for that. I'd have gone crazy, man. I had one helmet, one pair of socks, one pair of cleats. You wore the same thing every game. Like,
I get told every game by like Jalil and the other linemen, like Marcus, like one game you should wear like an arm sleeve or something like that. I'm like, no, this is about as much swag as I could possibly get. They're like, wow. I was like, I'm not good enough to be wearing all that stuff. But I got a question about you.
What's up, bro?
What is gonna be? So you usually do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna add any more celebrations? Like if you were to like you were going right, and Marley or Zaylin or Moose tips the ball with me, you catch it, and you run it back for a touchdown. Do you have like certain celebration you're gonna do?
one that doesn't cause a penalty.
One that doesn't cause a penalty.
First and foremost.
I might give a little tribute to Shark, throw the fan up.
Oh my God!
Why not? It's because sometimes before the game I have like a celebration in my head. You get to play and you don't do the celebration. It's like, damn, I didn't get to do the celebration. I forgot, and I have dance moves and don't do them, or Coach West or rip me if I do it. Just kind of celebrate with your teammates.
Exactly.
Just jump over my boys and keep it going. And
that's one thing I wish.
So you fall on a ball in the end zone because that's basically your opportunity. You recover a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. What are you bringing to the people?
I've thought about this before because like that's another thing. Like before the games, I sometimes think I'm like, all right, what if I'm like running down the field, I see the ball on the ground, I pick it up, and I make some cool moves.
Let me tell you, it doesn't work out the way you think it's.
It doesn't really work out like that. Most of the time, I'm huffing and puffing by the time I get there, but it's all right. But I'm like, I'm gonna look for Jalil because Jalil's got like 5 moves that like he'll tell me to do like in the weight room, and I have to say, let me go home and practice them by myself before I can actually do them. So I'd either do the Dougie. Jalil does this little hip thing if I can get on video. I want to spike the ball, and then like there's another one.
No.
Whenever we had the beer garden, I would always tell my roommates like if we score, I'm gonna go grab somebody's beer and just pour it all over my face. And they're like,
"You're not a professional wrestler."
I know.
Which we can get into talking about professional wrestling.
They said you'll probably get a flag. I'm like, yeah, but like if we're up by a lot, then who cares at that point? But
let's plan to be up by a lot.
What?
And then I'm not condoning this.
No, you're saying I can do it for up by a lot. So all right, it's all good.
Yeah, no. But as far as picking up the ball goes, just a quick story. So when I was playing, we were in college and we ran like a toss to the right, and I'm getting out there, doing my thing, running, blocking nobody like Coach Now always talks about, just throwing a no-hitter out there, and I'm running, and I don't really know what happened, but all of a sudden there's the ball, and we're down inside like the 10-yard line, and I see the ball in the air, and I'm like, I'm gonna score.
Yeah.
I grab that ball, and by the time I turn my head, I get hit so hard, my feet straight up in the air. I held on to the ball, but I just get absolutely planted. I'm laying on the ground, just looking straight up.
That's the worst.
No yards, no nothing, no touchdown. Pure embarrassment. But for that split second, I thought I was scoring.
Yeah. But did you only play offensive line? Like
in
your
college,
whole life?
yeah. Now when I was in high school, I played defensive line too. When I was a kid, I was
Coach,
like,
he want the ball now. You said that.
yeah, he ain't getting it.
I played fullback. So I played in middle school. I had my high school, middle school that I went to, and then I'd play on a select team. And on my select team, I was playing offensive line because when I was at a small country town, and moved to St. Louis. And they said, hey, he's a big kid. He's already over
Get
the
him
weight.
out of the backfield.
He's already over the weight limit, so you got a striper in your helmet. He should play up, so then he can start working with other people. I was like, okay. And then my Latin teacher at Chaminade said, we want you to play for the team. And I said, only if I could pick my position. And my dad didn't know I was talking to the coach because he wanted me to focus on this one thing. And he said, what do you want to play on defense? I said, middle linebacker. He said, definitely not. I said, okay. I was like, DN. He said, okay, you play DN. And then he said, what about offense? I said, quarterback. He said, definitely not. I said, okay. I was like, fullback. He said, okay, you can play fullback. I was like, all right, cool. And I remember one game, I was I went there and, you know, I was kind of running the ball and I was kind of just like the brute, just 32 blasts. And we ran that like 8 times and I just kind of like brute my way because it really wasn't fair. And then I got on the outside in this one game and I was telling everybody, I was like, I'm going to hurdle somebody when I get the chance. And my brother's like, Marcus, you know, you probably want to keep your feet on the ground. Like, he's like, you're not that. He said, you can move decent for your size, but you're not like that. And I was like, I said, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, whenever you go to the next game, I'm going to hurdle somebody. So I get the ball and I go out and I'm doing my thing. And this kid that looked like he was this tall, I was like, I can hurdle this kid.
So he was about your height.
Exactly. So I'm running it out and I jump and I think that I fully cleared him. Little did he know, I forgot that, you know, people can jump. And he hits me and I do a flip in there and land on my back and I'm like, and I hear from my brother, you idiot, stay on your feet. From there point on, I told my coach, I was like, Coach, I don't want the ball the rest of the game. I'm embarrassed. I'm not hurdling. I'm not doing any of that. But I always wanted to be more of a skill guy. But, you know, I went to my grandma's and she liked to feed me.
She liked to feed me. All right, so talking about food, let's tell the people, what's the best place to eat in town?
Ooh.
Ferg, where's your spot? Where not everybody knows about. Where are you going to hit?
You got a date. Where are you taking her?
Chop house.
Chop house?
But not even.
Yeah, that
let's talk about
see,
you with the
count.
boys.
Just in general?
The boys after practice. Where are you going?
Tough one.
Are we trying to save money? Like, did we
No,
just get our check and then?
Yeah, you just got your check.
Ooh, I like going to the
Scholarship
goat.
money just hit.
The goat.
The goat's really good.
The goat.
I'm a big fan of the goat.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
You get that chicken dip, it's fire.
I'm a slick pig guy.
Slick pig.
Slick pig.
Well, I'll say Slims then.
Slims? Okay.
Slims?
Yeah. I hear the boys talking about that all the time.
They talk about it all the time. They're obsessed with it.
You like it? You like it though?
No, I like Slims. It's just during practice, I'm like, I usually probably thrown up about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about, hey, let's go get some like chicken and stuff. Let's go to Slims. And like
Dorian?
and like the way he says Slims, and like that's how he says it. And like they're talking to me like Marshall and I said like I can't talk about it right now. They're like, why aren't you hungry? I said no, I just thrown up. I said I can't. I'm gonna throw up again if you keep talking.
Yeah,
about
I think. I mean, sometimes I feel like we talk less about 3 techniques and shades and more about slims during practice.
Oh, 100%.
From what I hear, and it's oh my guys, come on,
if
let's
you
go.
change the techniques to certain types of chicken and sauces, then we might know what we're talking about a little bit more.
Mid play, what we eating?
Yeah, seriously. Like I think it was the last Troy game. We were down and I was like trying to make a call and Dorian said, he's like, you want to go get Slims? And I said, Dorian's single. And he said, okay, Slims. I was like, dude, focus up. Like, what are you doing?
If people only knew what went on.
Oh my gosh. That's the person they need to mic up is Dorian. Just one practice and see what he does.
He'd be too shy.
I don't know. He
I
said
don't know.
some.
He might be.
Yeah,
When the coaches
might
aren't
be
around.
alright.
Yeah, we'd have to get us away.
Yeah. He needs to get a little bit longer underwear. He's got his ass crack showing every time during practice.
He do though.
We'll probably have to cut that out.
Yeah, all right. Do the
Can we
blooper.
break that?
Rated R version.
Okay. All right, so that's the best place to eat in town. What about when you go home? What's your either something your family cooks or because we're big guys, we're all in the trenches, right?
Yeah.
So when you go back home, is there a spot you go to? Is there something your family cooks? What's the
I
deal?
think every time I go home, I need grandma's cooking.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I'm not alone. Probably got 10 of my boys who also are in college. We all go over there. Grandma, I need a meal. I need you to put your foot in it. I want them to eat good. And I'll say fish, chicken, rice, pinto beans, and cornbread is probably my go-to meal from her.
Okay.
And she actually
That sounds pretty good.
makes a lot of it, and I have some in my house now.
Send
I
it home.
just freeze it.
Yeah.
Grandma, how do I make it? How do I thaw it?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't mix it like that.
Gotta.
Like one fast food place is called like Raising Cane's. Everybody knows that. Like there's
Yeah.
not one in Murfreesboro, but like every time I go home, I always go there. But like also same with me like for my grandma, cause probably not the healthiest food ever, but like she'll like do like chicken and dumplings, like potato salad, every type of salad. There's none to make like macaroni salad, all that stuff. She always makes like turkey, and it's not even like a holiday. And you'll go in there, she'll have a ton of food, and my whole family will come over just eating. That's always the best thing to do. I just love being around the family.
Zaxby's or Raising Cane's?
Raising Cane's every day. Zaxby's is not even that good. It kind of bothers me. I'll say this. Have you had Raising Cane's?
Yeah, but It's
I'm leaning on
overrated.
it, but like we've always. Have you had it like after, like just after the game?
No, I think when we went to New Orleans, they have it out there, right?
Because my girlfriend loved Zaxby's, and then whenever she went back home with me to St. Louis and had Raising Cane's, she was like
Oh, now
texting
you
me.
gotta
She's like,
host.
I cannot wait to get Raising Cane's. I'm like, yeah, because it's better than that.
They
So
don't have
she
a
like,
lot of options though. I feel like.
but I actually saw a video, and it was a TikTok, and he said the reason why I don't have a lot of options because he said the reason why we do that is so that they can go like quicker through the line. So
Nah,
then like
yeah.
once they know, they know
well,
exactly.
You
Are
already
you
know,
looking
yeah.
for speed or are you looking for greatness?
This is greatness.
Okay.
You also get speed
All right.
with it.
All right.
If my girlfriend likes it and stuff, she's a little picky with food, then that means that most
So
people like it.
it's chicken. It's tempo chicken.
Yeah, it's tempo chicken.
It's tempo chicken.
So you can eat it and then go back in line for round two.
Yeah, that's okay. I can.
What about you?
Oh man, so where I'm from, there's a place called Skyline Chili.
Okay, I've heard about
Yeah,
that.
and it's a
What's that? What do they
Don't
have
you
there?
put on top of like
yeah, it
spaghetti?
goes on like a bun and a hot dog and then chili and then like cheese, and then they put it on spaghetti too. So it's different, but that's. I mean, other than that, like, so my mom can throw down in the kitchen. So when I
Mhm.
go home, I got to do that for sure. But there's not like really one thing, just anything. But I also got to go to Skyline every time too. That's. So I give Skyline a little pub right there. See if this video goes viral, Skyline, you can throw some cash our way. So.
I got a question for both of you guys. You want to go first?
No, you got it.
Where would you guys be without football?
Oh, that is a great question. Marcus, you can go first. Or I'll go first. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right. Oh, man, I don't know where I would be. Football has been amazing to me my whole life. I've loved it since the first day I played it. Because of my older brother, I started playing really, really young because he was already playing. We were a football family, played from the time I was old enough to be allowed to play. I've played every year since, all the way through. Never had a year that I didn't play, and then went straight into coaching. It's given me a chance to get a college degree. It's given me a chance to get a graduate degree, being a GA here for Coach Stock at the first part of his career when I came in, and then it's given me a chance to live in a great place and coach great people like y'all. That's what I love about it is the relationships that it builds and that just for a lifetime. But I don't know where I would be. I mean, I guess if I was really trying to say what I would do if I didn't have it, I guess I would be doing some kind of construction or manual labor or yard work or have a landscaping business or something because I love working outside. But part of me likes to consider myself a tough person, a resilient person. And I don't know that I would have all that like without ball, and that I played basketball growing up, played baseball, but I never learned the stuff in those sports like I did in football. So it's been everything for me, honestly, especially as a young kid growing up.
Yeah, I agree 100% because whenever I moved up to St. Louis, my parents were so worried about us not being able to meet new people and stuff like that and like making new friends and stuff because we got so comfortable there. So the first thing that my parents did was like, we're going to sign them up for every sport that they can possibly do. And from there, it kind of helped build. And from where I used to live, like we wouldn't get the exposure that we would in St. Louis and stuff because it's such a small town. So really kind of opened my eyes to like the recruiting and everything like that. I saw my brother go through it. And I still say to this day, if my brother really got the shot he really deserved, there's no question. I think that he'd be in the league. He's hardest worker I ever seen, busts his butt, takes every play like it's the last play, everything like that. And not a lot of people don't know, but whenever I was playing football so much and I was working out so much over the summer because we didn't have a good season one of my years, my junior year we got out early, so I was just doing nothing but working out and had no time to do football, and I was just working out. I remember sitting in the car one time and I just started busting into tears, and I remember my dad's like, "What's wrong?" I said, I don't know if I want to play football anymore. And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're getting these offers and stuff. You're getting this chance." He's like, he said, "You're about to commit. Like, what's the deal with that?" I'm just like I don't know. I said, I'm so tired of working out. I'm so tired of doing that. And I said, well, I'm not doing anything competitive or nothing like football wise. And he said, well, he's like, just give it time, go through your first week of practice. And he's like, and see how you feel. And I remember waiting to get to that week. I would work out, go home, lay in my bed, and that was that. And I'm just like, oh man, this is terrible. Like, this is just, I'm not having fun. And then the first week of practice, I remember running, and I remember like some guys were like, oh, like, really getting down. I started getting them going, and they started getting me going. And I went home, and then I remember like halfway through the season, he's like, Mark, what was that whole deal? And I was like, I said, I think I just need to be on the field.
Yeah.
I was working out so much. I said, I forgot just for a little second, like what it was like just to be around like the players and everything like that. And, you know, just how he said, if I didn't play football, I wouldn't have got the chance to come here, meet you, meet Coach Polly, all the coaches, all my friends. I want to be able to meet my girlfriend, who eventually I hope to be my wife, and just have the opportunities and make the connections and stuff here in Murfreesboro. And I love Tennessee so much, I might even move here someday. And
I can agree with that.
I just love it. But what about you?
Same. You guys both hit it right on the head. I can't add anything else to that. So we're wrong with that one.
You gotta make me promise though. When you make it to the league, you gotta give me a jersey signed, some tickets and everything like that. I tell that to about everybody who
You
I
going
think.
too.
Who?
You. We all. Hey, get a shot. Why not?
So whenever you go coach in the league, eventually you gotta hook us up too.
No. So, all right. So coming out of that, like, to kind of lighten it up now after getting serious for a second, you know, talking about the relationships that you guys make and everything, and you know, a huge part of the relationships comes during recruiting. You know, so do y'all have a funny recruiting story, something that happened during recruiting, something about one of our coaches, something about your time, about you know, your time on your visit, the time during recruiting? Like for me, because you know, I was fortunate enough to be involved in recruiting both of you guys, and you know, I have some funny stories. Like I remember with Ferg, and you know, the head coach is only allowed to go see a guy one time. So Coach Stock is coming down to see Ferg. And I'm trying to call Ferg on the phone. I can't get a hold of him. I can't find him anywhere. He is on the interstate, and he's like about out of gas, and he's supposed to be meeting Coach at the house. I end up finding a way to get Ferg to this McDonald's. I don't know, somewhere in Metro Atlanta. I don't even really know where. And that's where, you know, Coach, which is totally fine, but he ends up meeting him at McDonald's, and like Coach was thinking he was going to the house, and I'm having to call Coach and be like, hey, Coach, no, we're not going to scratch the house. We're going to meet at McDonald's. And he's like, well, I mean, gosh dang, where's the address? You know, and he's just hemming me, riding me. And so finally, I'm sitting at the McDonald's, and he comes walking in, and he's just giving me the eye, like what? And I'm like, oh God. Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was trying to think of another one too, but I know a funny story I do have is UAB freshman year. You probably remember this. Me and Shark thought we can wear blue tape, blue spat. I listened to Shark. Shark said we can do it, but no blame on Shark. My fault too. But another thing was I know the quarterback AJ. He was a former player
here.
Yeah. And I know he came out. He got hit close up on our sideline, and Shark was the first one over there. I guess Shark was actually like just talking trash, but he actually helped him up. And next thing you know, they threw a flag, and it was on Shark. And I just remember Coach West just dog cussing him, just getting him because he wasn't playing. And all he was trying to do was help him up. But Shark was crying, and everybody was jumping on him. Cost, gave us 15 yards, and I know that was a really funny one. And you took the other one away from me, so I can't say that one.
I remember, so Rob was my host.
Rob Bohannon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and then Luke Shiflett at the time was getting hosted by Brent. And I remember we were in his truck when we went back to their house.
Brent, who is now a receiver.
Yeah, who's now a receiver coach. And I remember he sat down next to me, haven't talked to him one time yet. And he just looks at me, he's like, how much can you do 225? I was like, what? And he's like, how many reps can you do 225? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I said, maybe 15. He did this. Oh, okay. And then he's like, aren't you going to ask me how much I can do? I was like, how much can you do? He's like, did like 20-something. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, get your weight up. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I remember looking, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And like at that point, like from there on, the whole freshman year, never met a guy so competitive. I remember it was like the first Friday of our conditioning over the summer, and we were starting to do the competition. And we just finished doing these sled pushes and stuff, and I was like breathing hard, and like our team was winning, so like we had to go again to like win it up. And I was like, I'm thinking to my mom, like, I just went. I was like, there's no way he's gonna pick me. I was like, there's no way. He walks over, he's like, Marcus, get up, we need you to go again. And I was like, I don't know, dude. And he said, oh, you're complaining? And I'm like, no. He said, no, I get it. You don't want to win. And he gets up and walks away. I said, I'm going to go again. What are you talking about? And I'm going over there, and I finish. And by that time, I'm over like this. Like, one of the trainers trying to give me a cracker to eat. And he's spraying water. He walks through. He's like, I knew you were a winner. Like, walked off. And I'm like, and this was an every week thing. And I'm like, gosh dang. After the first time I met him in the recruiting thing, I was like, from that point on, he's gonna be like that for the rest.
Great leader. Brandon's a
Great
great
leader.
leader.
Yeah,
Great
no
leader,
doubt.
great
He's
dude.
great. He was great to coach, and he's great to coach with. So,
He is.
But speaking of coaches, okay, so we're going to give everybody, including me, we each get, I was thinking about this earlier, we each get 10 seconds, okay? We'll start with, we can start with whoever you guys pick. We get 10 seconds to impersonate somebody on the staff, okay? And then the other two have to guess who they're impersonating,
Okay.
Okay.
okay?
You ready?
Who's going to go first?
Doesn't matter.
You can go first.
I'm going first?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to give me a second here? Now, y'all know I don't like you, but I love you. I'm good as gold now, down South Georgia now. Now, I don't mind telling you now, get your daggone rent paid. Don't be telling me about your scholarship check. Don't be telling me, listen. The money's going through. Trust BB. Trust BB.
Brent Brock.
Definitely Coach Brock.
Coach Brock.
You know I love you,
That's
Coach Brock.
All right, I guess I'm ready.
All right.
Hey, get your thought pad, Ferg, get your thought pad. We gotta get ready. Ferg, get your thought pad, baby. Get your thought pad.
Is that a Dearman?
Dearman.
I'm trying to get the rasp in my voice. Caught to put on the spot right now. I can't be great.
Tempo.
Tempo.
I'm pissing mad. I'm pissing mad. Oh, man. All right, let me think about this. Okay, guys. I know our defense. We're gonna take care of them, but we're gonna go out there. We're gonna smack them in the mouth today. Just he's like, every time, just boom, 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 boom. Every single time. You guys know what I'm saying? You doofus.
Gotta be Coach Miles.
I love you, Coach Mal.
Gotta be
Don't
Coach.
get me. I
Coach
can't.
Mal. That was a good. The hair slick back.
The hair slick back
Make him
and
run,
everything.
Coach. Make
That
him
was a
run.
good one.
Make him run.
No.
Oh, that was good.
Oh,
That
man.
was- I feel like we went 3 for 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We went 3
For
for 3.
sure.
All right, so
Man, it hurt my hands
Um,
trying to do.
trying to take that into to another question here. Get back a little more serious. All right, because we're getting close on time here, I think. All right, but what do you want your legacy at Middle Tennessee to be? When it's we talked about how you want to end your career, like to kind of start it. Like we talked about your favorite moment here. We talked about how you want your career to end here. All of us agree, we want to walk off carrying a trophy. But, and I'm talking outside of football. I'm talking like, how do you want, 10 years from now, when somebody comes walking through here and they mention Jordan Ferguson or they mention Marcus Greer, like, what do you want them to associate with your name, with you, who you are, what makes you you, and how do you want to be remembered at this place where you guys have put so much into? You've put a ton of time, effort. You've had good times, you've had bad times. That's life. That's the best thing about football is it teaches us everything. So how do you want to be remembered?
I guess the main thing is, you guys all recruit us and you guys have a vision for us. I think the most important thing for me is to become that man, that father, that leader that you guys see in me that I didn't understand when I first got here. You guys didn't ever give up on us, or not just me, or the other guys as well. And I am who I am today because of that. And, I just want to be that leader, that guy. I just want to make you guys proud. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the road, and just not just here, anywhere, schools. I just want to give back to other people like you guys did for me. So that's one thing I want to do.
Well, I feel like I can speak for everybody on our staff when I say that's what we want for you. You know what I mean? I think that's what Coach Stock instills in the entire program is trying to make, get you guys here and make you better people, make you better players, and help you do the things you want to do, and let's win a bunch of games along the way. So.
Yeah, kind of definitely the same with you and agreeing everything, and also just outside of football is always being that guy who, someone needs a ride, someone needs to help with. Always be that guy who I can always be the one you can call and stuff to help you out and stuff like that. Because one person who's always done that, who I saw that is Chase Cunningham is he always, whoever it was and stuff like that, he would text me, be like, I'll be like, oh, like, where you at? He's like, oh, I have to go drop this guy off. I go pick this guy up, and he won't be back for 45 minutes to an hour and stuff. He's like, you know what? Like, he's like, I don't mind doing it. Yeah, it's a little extra money with driving and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I want to be that guy, you know, everybody can look after. So I want to be the guy known on the field as, you know, probably wasn't the most talented and stuff, but toughest and wouldn't back down from anything. But then off the field, great guy, you know, take care of his business off the field and always be willing to help people out. And great people who, you know, show me that along the way is Chandler Brewer, Brent Stockstill, Rob, Ferg, Chase, Reed, Will, and Matt, you know, my roommates and stuff. And also Coach Polly, Coach Mao, Coach Stock. He holds himself to.
Name in there.
Huh?
Good thing you threw
No,
my name in there.
I would have anyway. But you know, Coach Stock is. A lot of people don't know just how much, like, you know, they see how he is and stuff like that in the interviews and stuff. But you know, behind the camera, when the camera's off, is 10 times the man behind the camera that he even is in front of it and stuff. And a lot of people, unless you know you played him or sit down and be able to talk to him, they're really not going to really know how much he actually does for us. And that's the reason why whenever stuff goes down and, you know, his name gets thrown in the mix is, you know, me and all the other players who get so defensive and so protected over him, because we know how much whenever he says, you know, I love you, man, like he really means that, and he'd do anything for us.
Exactly.
So great role models here that we had the chance to meet and look up and learn from and stuff. So, you know, we appreciate you too, Coach.
Oh man, I appreciate you guys.
Even though some of the stuff you do is, you know.
Yeah, I was expecting one of y'all to impersonate me and just start screaming or something. So I was fully ready for that.
I don't have a headset to throw down the break, so I can't.
I've only broken a few. So.
A few.
It's Coach. He always hit this pen. Yep.
If Sewell doesn't come out of his mouth one time during practice, then it's a pretty good practice.
I love my man Sewell. All right, so the last question then, and then we'll wrap this thing up. But well, actually, what we're going to do is O-line, D-line. We're going to get a board out here, and we're going to wrap it up with a board drill. Y'all good with that? So we just get head-to-head, just come off clanging and banging like Coach Miles talks about.
Takes a little blood a little bit before the count.
Get a little hashtag trench mob.
No love,
put it on
baby.
Twitter. But okay, so the last thing that you know, who did you look up to as a kid? Who was your role model? Who did you want to be? You know, who was your guy when you were a kid? Like, whether you've modeled your career after him or it was just somebody that you looked up to when you were little. Could be a family member, could be somebody famous, whatever.
I'll say two, both athletes, LeBron James, and another one's Peyton Manning. A lot of people, that was one of my favorite football players. I don't know why. I just like the way he did things, as far as the same as LeBron James, as far as like take care of his family and just how he handles himself on the basketball court and off, and what he does for the communities. And I want to do stuff like that, as far as like the school and having your own basketball, football organization, stuff like that. Just be able to give back to other people that they couldn't do for me, you know.
For sure. My biggest one growing up when I was younger, because I mean, most people here know me. They're like, oh, you know, he's not scared, blah blah. But most of the time, most stuff I do, even when I was younger, I was scared of everything, and I was like, oh man, like that guy's kind of scary and stuff like that. But one person I got showed when I was younger was Larry Bird and stuff, and you know, the hick from French Lick and stuff like that. And whenever he was out there playing and stuff, one thing he would never do is back down from anybody. And another person or a couple people, is just my mom, my brother, my sister, and my dad, because they taught me to, you know, stuff's gonna get tough in life, but you know, with God and, you know, with your family and friends, you can get through it. And my brother went through a real hard patch with the whole recruiting, and I saw how that took a toll on him, and he risked everything. He was playing at Drake, went to Ole Miss, buses, but there, all the coaches saying give him a shot, but you know, head coach wanted to do it to him, and he always told me, like, you know, he's like, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, but you know, if someone gets my way, I'm gonna go right through them, and if they knock me down, I'm gonna get right back up. And same thing with my dad and stuff. And he always told me, which reason why the way I am right now is, you know, in life, you know, you're gonna get knocked down, you're gonna get pushed over and stuff. But one thing you can't do is you can't let people run you over, and you can't take crap from nobody. So, you know, if someone gets in your face, you get right back in their face to let them know that you're not gonna back down. And my sister, being how strong she is, and she's about having a baby. Everything she does, she supports me and my brother, and she's always there, always willing. She gets all anxious and nervous, and she gets mad at herself because she thinks that she doesn't do something good enough for my family and I. So all respect for her, and then my mom being the way she is, even though she's real sweet and kind, she can also be tough and set me and the family straight and everything
That's
like
every
that.
mama.
And
Mama bears. Gotta love the mamas.
yep, they get them wooden spoons out and treat you right. But no, she's always been the one to, whenever things get rough and tough, she's the one to sit me down and, nurture me and care for me and push me more to my faith and stuff, which I'm so thankful that she does and everything like that. And so those are people I really grew up with when I was growing up.
How about you, Coach?
That's good.
You got some good stuff for us.
Oh man, mine growing up was Emmett Smith. He was my guy, man. I loved everything about him. Loved watching him play. Obviously, I was not a skill guy, was not a running back, but he's a phenomenal person. You know what I mean? He does everything right. Everything he did, giving back, and I used to love. I think one thing I loved about him is you always hear people saying like every touchdown matters. Like it's not easy to score. Like. And the way he used to keep every single ball. He scored more rushing touchdowns than anybody in NFL history, and he had every ball. And so many of those balls I know that he's donated to charity and done different things, and he's just a great person. He was a guy when I was a kid, man. That was my dude for sure. So, but well, fellas, I think that's pretty much all we got time for. We might have even went over a little bit, but it was good. It was good being out here mixing it up with you.
For sure.
Chopping it up,
Sir.
chewing the fat, doing all that good stuff. So
I just want to thank Coach Polly right here for giving me the opportunity, recruiting me. Going to Six High School was hard to keep up with me, like you said. And it did take some growing. A lot of people don't keep a relationship with the coaches they would get recruited by, but wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And I'm glad you found me. And early congratulations on you getting married this year.
oh, I appreciate it.
Congratulations. You got to do a shout out to
Yeah, come on.
to future
come on,
wife.
come
You're gonna
on.
get in trouble.
She knows who she is. I'm the luckiest man in the world. She's
There you go.
She's pretty lucky too.
Yeah, sure. Like,
She's pretty lucky.
shout out to my boo. Love you, mom. You got any shout outs?
Shout out to the team, baby.
Shout out to the team.
There you go.
That's a good way to end it, fellas.
Oh.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
I was
I was
trying to get it wrapped up.